Hey guys, what's up? This is Andy with GrindWorks BMX. This is the 23rd podcast episode. Last week I said that I wanted to do a better job of just getting right to the point, and then I rambled on. So this week, I'm just going to go through some stuff. So, Akron Street Ride, September 7th. Rockies Jam, September 28th. Changa Jam, September 28th. And newly mentioned but not formal is probably September 21st in Buffalo, New York, or just on the outskirts. There's no flyer yet. It hasn't been formally announced, but something will be happening sometime. Anyway, this week is Keihin and Travis Hockenberry. Local dudes, Skate 14, park locals, and pretty cool guys. So sat down with them following the Pittsburgh Street Jam, talk about some of the fun that went down, some of the stuff you don't see in the edit or that I did a good job of masking over. Anyway, enjoy the episode, and let me know if there's any comments or anything, please. Thanks. All right, we're live. So, recording 101.
Oh boy, we're really in this now.
Yeah. So, sitting here on the loading dock of Skate 14 in blazing heat.
Yes. It is
At-
too hot out.
I don't know, what's this jam called? Just Summer Jam, right? Skate 14 Summer Jam? Something
Zach's
like that?
throwing it. I think it's just like
It's
another
Zach-
bike jam.
Zach's Jam.
Yeah,
Yeah.
All right,
Number
well,
2.
Zach's not with us, so
yeah.
R.I.P. Zach.
Rip, big rip.
Sitting here is Keihin, is it Sherry, and Travis Hockenberry.
Yep.
Just trying to hang out, get caught up for a minute. I don't really see these guys too often. So,
No, only for like jams like this, really.
yeah. Yeah, but that's going to get rectified soon. You guys are going to come hang out in Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're coming down to stay at Zach's for a weekend here.
Nice.
Either next month or the month after.
Yeah, I just got my license too, so like I'm trying to go on as many trips as I can.
Cool.
Ride some streets in different places.
Yeah, Keen's a big boy now.
Yeah, making moves.
That's sweet, though.
Yeah.
Congratulations on having a license, because
Yeah.
I didn't get mine until I was like 19.
Yeah, I'm turning 19 in October,
Yeah.
so I'm pretty much there.
Yeah, I didn't need it. When I was in high school and everyone was out getting their licenses, I was out riding, because, like, why would I waste my time getting a license?
Right.
I had friends that were driving me around, and I'm like, dude, I don't need one. Like, everywhere I'm going right now, my work is a quarter mile from home. The skate park's like a 4-mile bike ride,
It's not bad.
and the school was only like a 4-mile bike ride, something like that. So it was like I could ride to school and I could go to the skate park or whatever. I just never had one.
Yeah.
And then I started going to college, and I'm like, hey, maybe I should have planned ahead.
Right.
Yeah.
Probably would have been helpful then.
No, I mean, I was like actively doing all my lessons and stuff while it was the summer between high school and college, but I couldn't get a road test until like the end of November.
Wow.
So my mom had to drive me to college. It was pretty sweet.
Just roll up bumping with your mom driving.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny though. But congrats on getting it before that.
Yeah. I've been sitting on it for a little bit. I failed the first time. Parallel parking, man. I don't know what it is. Every time I practice it, I do it no problem first try. And then whenever it comes time to actually do the test, I screw up. And the dude, I was crooked a little bit and just barely touching the line. He's like, he could tell I was a little bummed out. He's like, all right, you're in. I'm like, sick, dude. I'm like, thank you. I don't want to do this again.
Word.
Yeah, and I mean, have you seen how people parallel park? So like,
Oh, yeah.
if they're gonna
Horrible.
criticize your exam one, that they should be going down every single street, like putting driving lesson stickers on everyone's car. here's a 10% off discount.
Yeah,
you need
right.
driving lessons.
Right. Put student driver stickers on the back of everyone's car.
I mean, everyone parallel parks like a complete moron, so.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like I'm not going to use it that much. I'll just try to avoid it as much as possible unless I really, really have to.
So I never had to do it maybe like once or twice a year the whole time I lived in New York. Not the city, obviously, but
Yeah.
Since I've been in Pittsburgh, you have to do it all the time. And sometimes you have to do it on the left because it's a one-way street, and that's like a complete mind game.
Yeah.
Dude,
You're
doing it
like,
on the
wait,
left-
how does it work?
I don't know. I think it's easier because in state college you have to do it on the left a lot
Yeah.
too. I think it's easier because, well, for me, because then I can watch my wheels,
Yeah.
and I like to not curb my fancy wheels, so it just makes it easier for me. I don't
I'm
know.
a stock boy.
Yeah.
I'll just duff it into the curb and walk away.
Hey, whatever happens, happens.
As long as you're off the street, it's all that matters.
Yeah.
Right. Dude, half the people I see parallel park a mile away from the curb anyway, so stuff it in there. At least you look half decent when you get out of your car.
Yep. I mean, half the time you have to, though.
Yeah.
Because if people don't give you appropriate room,
Right.
you're like, I'm going to take this spot, but I'm actually going to have to park at like a 45 up on the curb.
Yeah.
Just cut in, leave your back end out in the road.
Right. You can't adjust it. There's no room.
No, never.
Just take the sidewalk to get out of the spot too. Be easier. It's fine.
They don't care. No, it always makes me laugh, like parking in front of the wheel mill. Because it's all parallel parking, but everyone parks on the curb.
Right. Dude, we walked last time we went. I think it was it the Welcome Jam or the Winter Jam?
Yeah, Winter Welcome Jam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We even Cam in his M3 was parked halfway on the sidewalk. I thought it was funny to look at.
Yeah.
Just walking past a slam beamer that's
When
flexing
it's
on
got
the
to be
sidewalk.
like practically scraping the corner.
Right,
Or like down
right.
the center, you know, if it's lowered.
Taking the sidewalk with him.
Hey.
Whatever works.
No, there's a lot of good like broken spots in the curb though, so you don't have to like actually curb your wheel to pull up. You can just-
Right.
Just drive right on.
It still kind of curbs it when you pull off,
Yeah.
but it's not that bad. Yeah, that always makes me laugh though. Like, man, I went from never having to parallel park, now I have to parallel park every time I go ride here too.
Yeah.
And not always. A lot of the time you can get a straight pull on, but. So, I met you guys out here, right?
Yeah.
I think, pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is where I met Travis, really. Like, I had a couple of friends that rode street, but, like, once the park got put in, I think what was that, like 2-3 years ago now?
3, something like that.
Yeah, we pulled up, me and my friend came, and I think it was you and Kyle.
Yeah.
We just started playing a game of bike and then found each other's Instagrams and we started riding all the time. And then, like, met all you guys
Yeah.
at the jams and shit, and then, like, I don't know, it's cool meeting different people, and, like, without this skate park, I don't think I'd know any of you guys, you know what I mean?
I mean, there's a chance we'd cross paths at some point, but realistically, like, you live right here, right? Yeah, you're right.
I'm
in
like 3 blocks
right
away
in
from the
town
park.
in Altoona, and then Travis is up in
Dude, I'm in Lock Haven.
Lock Haven. Okay,
Yeah.
so you got nearly an hour's drive to get here every time you come down.
No, it's almost 2 hours to get here now.
Is it?
Yeah. It was an hour when I lived in Bellefonte, and then Lock Haven's another, like, half
it's
hour,
like,
40
yeah,
minutes.
it's like another half hour down.
Yeah.
And then if you got back roads down, I drive through Lock Haven to go home a lot. So.
Oh, really? Wait.
Yep.
I say, isn't that, like, on different
Yeah,
sides?
that's opposite directions. You're that way,
No,
aren't you?
to go to Binghamton. Like my parents'
Oh,
house
okay.
and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. All right.
Well, so you're coming to
Home,
the
home.
HCS Jam next weekend, right?
No, actually, that got blown out because my girlfriend bought us tickets to
Ah,
Breaking
bummer.
Benjamin concert in Hershey,
Okay.
and now she's
I
mad.
was like,
won't
dude,
let me
you're
just sell
super
them.
close.
Yeah, it'd be nice to go. We already, we actually had it planned out to
Let's
go.
just make both happen.
The concert's gonna be like an all-night thing. I mean,
let's go to the jam and then
Let's
leave
go
in
to the
time to
jam,
make it to
yeah.
the concert. Yeah.
Maybe, who knows?
Go
We'll see what
straight
happens.
down to Hershey.
Yeah.
It's
Hershey's.
not that far from there. 3-4 hour drive, something like that.
Yeah. So we'd get to ride the
I
jam
mean, we're
for
gonna
like 2
stay in
hours.
Hershey
and then leave.
anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, cruise up on Friday night or whatever.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Cruise up. Good. Where are we gonna stay?
My parents' house. That's where everyone's staying.
Oh,
Between my
word,
parents'
okay.
house and like Cam's house.
Oh, okay.
And then I think you guys probably met Ben and John.
I don't think I've met them. We might have.
They were down, but they live about 45 minutes to an hour away.
Oh, okay.
But they've got a set of trails, and there's like a park right in their town too. So
Oh, nice. Nice.
there's plenty of options as far as catching a place to stay and being right there.
Yeah. Go down and
Um,
catch a good sesh.
Yeah, that'd be sick. I'm trying to ride some trails. I haven't rode trails in forever. That's all. I grew up riding trails and then started riding street. Haven't touched trails in years.
Is there like a trail scene out here?
No, there.
Just
we
like
used to
little
have
jumps in the
mulches.
woods?
Yeah, mulches was like the big thing we had at one point, and then the past couple years, like there was 2 or 3 dudes that maintained it most of the time, and then like a bunch of little kids started coming in, messing everything up, and then
Yeah,
they
and
just
you
stopped
give
caring.
up.
They just stopped going. Yeah.
They more than likely have their own spot again, and just no one knows about it. But
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Out where I'm at, Macklehattan, we got the Heathens Trails.
yeah.
So they used to be big, but they shut it down to the public now. I mean, I think they have a jam like
Yeah, they
once
do
a year
their
or
like
something.
Heathens Jam or whatever.
Yeah.
Sometime in the fall, I think.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not big into trails anymore. That's how I started riding. Actually, just dirt jumps in the backyard.
Yeah.
There's
I just
nothing
missed
else
the
to ride.
flow.
Yeah.
Like riding street, you're just smacking the ground a lot. You know?
Body's getting too old for this.
Yeah, my ankles need a break.
Well, I mean, keep sending that 17 in Pittsburgh and see how long you can walk for. Keihin.
I messed up like the second or third try before the last one I did. I dislocated my ankle back in November, so like it's been weak ever since.
Yeah.
And that one time I smacked and like I felt it through my whole leg, and I was like, you know what? I really, really want this. I'm either gonna break my ankle, or I'm gonna land it, or I'm just not gonna land it and be even more mad.
Yep.
But I don't know. We'll get it done.
But now I think we all started riding trails then, because my grandma lived on the property touching the local like trails.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's sick.
So I kind of grew up like walking through the woods, knowing that there were jumps there.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I had a bike and could pedal it good enough, I was down there riding and working,
Word.
you know.
Yeah.
So, like I started out early riding trails, but it's one of those things that I became the one that took care of them over the years.
Yeah.
As everyone else dropped off. And then that was fine all through high school, but when I got to college and I couldn't be there every day,
Yeah.
it got the same neighborhood kids and everything, and like
Yeah.
I just kind of gave up on it. I didn't care that much. I was riding a lot of street. I was riding HCS a lot, so I was over it. Kind of a thing of the past for me.
Yeah.
But I have a new frame, theoretically coming in at some point that should have brake mounts on it. And I live right next to the Monroeville Trail, so like I should be riding trails.
Yeah.
At least a couple of times. But all right, so your ankles, 17's there. What's going on with that?
Boy.
Oh man, I don't know. My ankles have been bad. I think like it was 3 or 4 summers in a row. First one I broke my right ankle, and then the next summer, like literally, it was like a month apart from being a year. I broke my left one, and then the next year sprained my right one really bad, and then I just sprained I sprained my left one a couple months later, like right after I messed up my right one. So I never fully go through with all my physical therapy and everything. I just get back on my bike and start pedaling till it feels fine. And then I dislocated my left one back in November, and like I don't know how I didn't break anything. My whole ankle like came out of place, and like I knew something was up. And when I went to grab it, like I felt my whole foot just like suck back up into my leg, and I couldn't walk. They told me that I wouldn't be doing anything for like 2 months, and I think like 2 or 3 weeks into having my boot, it would put a whole bunch of pressure on the top of my foot, so like it kept bruising, and if I'd take my boot off, like it'd start going away. So I just eventually took it off and like walked on it, and then when I went into my first appointment, they're like, you left here with a boot and now you came back in, you're walking on it. And I'm like, yeah. I was like, it hurts a little bit, but it's not super bad. And they set me up with physical therapy, and I just started riding my bike, did my own physical therapy in a way.
Yeah.
And now it's just like, it doesn't hurt all the time, but like if I hit wrong or like I land on it a little sideways, like it'll just shock my whole leg, and then I can't really do anything for a little bit. But the 17, I don't know, that was one of my main things. I didn't want to like land down that set and just snap my ankle. But pretty much every time, like I couldn't keep my hands on. Like my feet didn't really come off at all until the rest of my body blew off. So I had that last attempt.
The last one, yeah.
Yeah, when I watched the video.
Let's rewind a hair too. So last year, you heard that we were going to a 17.
All right, yeah. So this is a cool story. Last year, we found out about the jam because you guys always advertise it a good bit before. We found out about the Pittsburgh Jam, and we were all set to go for it. And I think like a week or so later, what was it, the Dirty Jersey Jam?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking to Casey. He said about coming out to that one. So we were set, we were gonna go to that one, and then I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks right before the jam actually happened, I saw someone commented on one of the posts that there was gonna be shooters out for Ride PA, and I hyped myself up. I was like, dude, I wanna go do something sick, try to get put in a magazine. I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna try something. And we were out at the jam, and we were at, what is that, the ledge?
The block.
The block.
The block.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were at the block, and I heard Brad say we were going to 17. I'm like, I just looked at Travis. I'm like, dude, I'm a 3 it. He's like, no, you're not. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. I probably won't. So then we start cruising. We come up to a block, turn right, and we start going down. And like, I saw the set, and around here, like, the biggest set that I have is like a 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, the biggest set I ever did before that was a 9, and I don't know, I've never had nothing big to try. I wanted to try something big. So we get up at the top of the set, and I remember, I think you guys said first one to land down, it got $40 or whatever.
I think it was
50.
50.
Yeah, it was 50
And
for
that-
just a straight jump.
That Jack kid.
Jack Bates, yeah.
Yeah, he just guns it.
Yeah.
Pedals
Yeah.
at it.
I remember I was sitting
lands
up
at the
top.
bottom, takes his money, and just leaves.
Yeah.
Good. I think he went right to the store to get alcohol or something.
Dude,
But it's
and
like
then-
super funny because then everyone's like, they're trying to figure out who took it to see if they'll go like, add on to it and pass it along, and he's just not there.
Yeah.
But then a whole session ended up going down it, and there was no money involved at that point.
Yeah.
Dude, then after Jack straight jumped it, Matt crank flipped it.
Yep.
And then crank flipped off the sidewalk at the bottom. Like,
Yeah.
that was wild.
Yeah, like I catch these so good that I'm prepped to do another one after
It's
that drop.
Dude, that is just ridiculous. I don't understand.
Sidebar on Matt, did you see his edit from Dubai?
No, not yet.
He did a crank flip 2 table down a set of stairs, and it's so good.
That's sick. I've seen him do a bunch of those. They're really dialed every time.
Yeah.
They look so
And
good.
it's a big set of stairs.
Is it?
Yeah, I would not want to take my feet off down that 17.
Yeah,
No way. That
Not
was
at
one thing.
all.
I was like, I don't want to like try to bail down this, so I just held on
Yeah.
for dear life every single time I went down that thing.
Every time you go down, it's full commitment. You're
Oh,
like, you
yeah.
have to.
Well, that was another thing. I didn't run up to it at all. Like you guys, I was sitting up at the top of the set, like getting ready to do it, and I heard someone say he's coming, and like in my head I was like, wait a minute, I'm not going for this right now. Like what's happening? And I look behind me and I just see him cranking, and I looked at Travis like, all right, well we're just gonna send it, and like I went back, I wasn't ready for it. I was kind of scared, but I was like, I know I can do it. I just gotta try it. I just ripped it.
Your very first attempt last year was pretty straight.
Oh yeah, I think I was leaning a little bit to the left when I hit, and it just bounced me wrong.
Yeah.
But then the second time, completely over.
But you let the adrenaline get to you, and you like pulled harder and spun way too much.
The same exact thing happened this year. The first one was almost perfect, and then the second time, like, almost did a 450 and just completely destroyed my wheels.
Same thing as last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many sets of wheels does that stair set own now?
Last year I broke my back wheel. My front wheel, I think I broke a couple spokes, but I didn't mess it up. Like, I could still ride it.
Yeah.
And then this year, my back wheel's still riding. It's really, really bad. Like, it's almost hitting both sides. My front wheel is completely trashed. It's an egg. I destroyed his front
My
wheel.
wheel set is getting rebuilt as we're speaking right now.
So it's 3.
Yeah. That set hit. Oh, I'm so mad.
My front wheel has like 4 flat spots in it from him landing on it one time.
Yeah. Well, then Glenn, my other homie Glenn, gave me a front wheel, and I did it that one last time, and I'm
Walked
so
out
mad.
of it.
Yeah, I
Left
literally.
foot blew off and
Yeah.
Well, my left foot didn't blow
that-
off. My right foot just went the whole way down because my left leg was so tired at that point, and it just came right up and knocked my hand off.
That spin couldn't have been cleaner.
Yeah, and that.
Like when you watch it from top and from bottom, it's a dead perfect spin.
Every time I
And-
did it before, wasn't used to that speed, so I always sucked into my bars. And those last couple times, I was like, I gotta suck up my back a little bit so I can slow my rotation down. And the few times I did that, I almost did it, but like I was so tired. And then sitting there for like 30 minutes talking to security guards, like everything
that
started
was such
settling in.
It's such a hassle, but it was so funny.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was crazy. I don't know who that kid was messing with the sunglasses and stuff. But that started getting wild.
So Jake stole his flashlight.
Yeah,
Threw it
I
on
saw
the
him. He was
roof.
sitting there sneaking it, and I
Nah.
looked at Travis. I was like, "Yo, look."
I think someone else threw it on the roof, but Jake stole it.
Yeah, I was standing right next. Me and him were standing right next
Jordan,
to
I think, threw it on the roof.
it. Jordan was
Oh,
Jordan
yeah.
the one with the septum piercing.
Yeah.
he was all up in that security guard's face. That
He
was
pulled out
funny.
his cuffs. He's like, "Come on, here, detain me." He wouldn't do nothing. That was hilarious.
That had to have been the longest 20 minutes of those security guards' lives.
Oh yeah.
As
Yeah.
they're calling for backup and calling for help, and
No one's
no
coming.
one ever comes.
I was talking to the one guy. He's like, "I don't really care." He's like, "I want to see you do it." He's like,
Yeah.
"But my boss is just not allowing it." And I was like, "Who's your boss?" And he's like,
Chief
"Right
of
over there."
police.
Yeah, and I walked over to him. I was like, "Dude, like, just give me one more try. We'll leave." I was like,
Yeah.
"We're not gonna leave.
But
Like,
no, that's-
clearly everyone's just not giving a
That's
fuck."
the best part is all you were asking for was one more try and we'll all leave. And
Yeah.
then you finally do it after everyone Red Rovers the police out of the way.
Yeah, right.
Well, I say police. It's not police. It's
No.
security. They don't have any rights.
Every time I talk about this, I call them cops too. So it's cool.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know. Well,
It just
it's
gets
such a
into it.
habit.
Yeah.
But yeah, they get Red Rovered out of the way so that you can make your line
Well, that's
in.
whenever
and then,
D-Man-
and then everyone leaves, and they're just like,
Yeah.
"Wait, that's all we had to do is let them do it one more time?"
Right.
Whenever
I'm like, yes, but you don't listen to logic.
Right.
what was it, Jake that took the flashlight?
Yeah.
Yeah, whenever he took that flashlight and then they started running back, I was ready. I was just sitting there waiting, and like everybody
Yeah.
just started running up the set. I'm like, come on, man.
I know,
We've been
like,
trying for
that
so
was the
long.
window, and everyone chased
Yeah.
him up there.
Everyone shut that window.
Everyone
real
threw
quick.
their bikes like
I
at
think
the
it's
bottom
because
of
if
the
that
top of the
dude
set.
touched Jake, they were all gonna
Oh
pile
yeah.
in.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that was gonna be bad.
But
I'm happy it didn't escalate to an
he
even worse.
he also
situation.
sent me a DM like mid jam, and it was him taking a selfie with the lady that was calling the cops earlier.
That's awesome.
So it's just like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that lady called the
That's
cops
great.
like 5 or 10 minutes when we got there.
Nobody's
but,
coming.
but
Yeah,
they weren't
no
gonna
one
come.
came,
No
nothing
one-
happened. Yeah.
There's
Well,
what,
be-
70, 80 of us
because
sitting
she
there.
probably exaggerated it. Now,
Oh, yeah.
I would guess we had 75 people roughly.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't like to push the 100 number because that's a lot of people and
Yeah.
it's really hard to tell.
Oh yeah.
But
There
I
was
bet
a
you
pile of us.
it was there's hundreds of kids on bikes out here and you're
Yeah,
just
oh,
like,
yeah.
no, there's not.
It's like, and if there is, we can't do anything.
Yeah, I'm not
We're
dealing
gonna
with
get
that.
what 5 of them, and then the rest of them are running. So this is all pointless.
Yeah, unless they come out with like SWAT vehicle and like tear gas the
Oh,
the
yeah.
BMX Jam, which
No, it's stopping everyone.
not that would be cool, but that would be kind of cool.
Hey,
Yeah.
we'd make the news.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I told him, I was like, we gotta check the news tomorrow morning. Like, we're probably gonna be on there messing with security guards.
So
and shit.
apparently, I forget who I heard this from. That lady that was calling the cops originally is like a morning show
Yeah,
host.
yeah,
Oh
in
yeah, I
Pittsburgh.
did hear that too. Yeah.
Yeah, you can hear Brad in the video over the megaphone. Go back to the morning show,
Yeah.
bitch. That was awesome.
That's
there's-
super funny.
I had a bunch of people send me videos. There was one, Brad was like, Keihin's better than his bike or something. I'm like, dude, I'm so mad I didn't land that. And now my frame, my chain stays twisted too.
It's kind of one of those things at this point. Like, I know you really want to land it clean, but it's almost too good as is.
Yeah.
Like, you could pretty much walk away from it, and like the scenario around the way that you landed it and had to just step off, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But I also know that you're gonna go for it anyway.
Oh yeah. I want
We're going back. We
But
got plans.
I want to do it again. I want to get it
Um,
before the jam, so that way it's not.
I'm not super interested in throwing a name out there, but the dude that went there the day after the jam that
Oh,
didn't come to the
yeah.
jam
Yeah.
and then tried to just do it because you didn't, such a dick move.
I woke up from like 4 or 5 DMs like, dude, this guy's trying to steal your trick. And I'm like,
Yeah, except he tried it I think twice and blew his foot up.
oh, yeah, someone say
he
broke
broke
his
his
leg.
leg
or
in
something.
3 places, I guess, is what I was hearing.
Foot. I'm pretty sure it's foot.
I know. I saw a picture of his foot. His foot was definitely messed up.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I sent it 7 times, and the most I got was a scratch on my knee.
Dude, he went on a full park setup just to
Oh
be
yeah,
a
he had like a
dick.
total hangover frame.
Yeah, like,
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like,
it was just
you want to send yourself down a big set, go
Dude,
for it.
if I don't know if he knows. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if he knows how bad the taste is to do that or not.
Right.
Because we also know how, like, Park is, and it's like a one-up show.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know.
So, I don't know. It's super poor taste, and, like, I'm not trying to throw the dude under the bus for it totally. Like, if you know, you know.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
But, yeah, I'm not dropping the name on that. It's his deal. But I did see that he was posting a clip the other day of him bunny hopping already. And it's like, dude, you can't even walk. Just, like,
Yeah.
let your foot heal, dude.
Yeah.
I just think it's, like, even if he did land it, there wouldn't be anywhere near as much hype around it. at all.
No, because if he had pulled it, every single person that was at the jam would have been like,
Wow.
what a dick move.
Yeah, everybody would have just been mad.
Yeah, I know. It's more like
Like,
it's not just
if,
a trick anymore.
If someone else the day of the jam was like, yo, man, can I free that with you? You would have probably been like, I really kind of want this myself, but like,
yeah.
go
I mean,
for
if
it.
you want to
Yeah.
send it and
Yeah, go for it.
yeah, go for it, whatever.
But no, to just do it, I don't know. There's like, that's frustrating to me. I was like, I can't believe you're doing that.
Yeah. I'm just happy he didn't do it, and he's hurt now, so like he can't go back trying it. So like now I have a little bit of time to go do it.
wait. You're happy he's hurt?
Yeah.
You're happy he got hurt
Yeah.
doing it, so
Yeah,
he's just
fuck that
completely
guy.
out of the game about it now.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
He's
all
good.
right.
I sat around for a year wanting to do that, and like
Yeah.
me and him were trying to get a trip to come out, but like I kept messing up my bike, and then like
And then you blew
money
your ankle
situation and
up.
everything.
or-
Past
Yeah, my
year.
ankle.
The whole past year has just been rough
Yeah.
all around. So I mean, it's just been hard to travel.
That's why hopefully I
And
finally got
work.
a decent job.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another thing that sucks. I work Monday through Friday, and like depending on what jobs we're doing, we have to go in sometimes Saturdays, and if need be, we'll have to go in Sundays. So like my schedule is pretty much booked, and I work like anywhere from 12 to 18-hour days.
Yeah. And it's
So like I'm busting my ass, and I want to ride my bike, but like I'm so tired from work, and I need to get some rest so I can go back to work the next week. But now finally I got my license, and like I can start saving up a little bit of money to make trips happen when I do have the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you can always just kind of wing it with those too. Like, where do you want to go this week?
Yeah.
Done.
right.
That's why I want to go out, and I haven't really rode much of anything. Like I've rode a couple different parks, but I want to go out and like actually ride some street in different places.
Mhm.
Because like I've only really ridden street around here and like a little bit in State College, but that's about it.
Well, even Pittsburgh, like you got to come out there because there's so much stuff that we can't take 75 people to and have
Yeah.
a session at.
Right.
You know, like that particular area of Pittsburgh where we host that jam is super conducive for the jam because there's high density of spots. And not only high density of spots, but high density of spots that you can have a bunch of people at and no one cares.
Yeah.
Right.
And like you guys were at the one last year, as soon as people cross the river
Yeah,
and
we
go
got the
into,
boot
into
immediately.
downtown, it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
I don't. You probably didn't even make it that far because you were coming back to get that wheel
Yeah,
that,
last year
that my wife brought down.
we hit the first 3 spots and then we went to the skate park. And then like this year we only got to hit those first 3 spots and then
Hit the skate park.
yeah, where we go to Boyce this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even
Boyce
get to
was
ride
sick.
though. My bike
Dude,
was
yeah.
destroyed. Your bike was pretty much destroyed too.
There's
but
so much stuff you've seen done there too, and like never know it's that park until you're there. And you're like, wait,
Yeah.
that's huge. Wait,
Yeah,
this?
Right.
I saw you. You 3? No, did you bar 3?
Yeah,
into
barred into the 8
deep?
foot. Yeah.
That's a big bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's weird because when you're at the top, it only looks like a 5-foot drop. Swear, like sitting up top, looking at the bottom, and then you hop and throw your bars and you catch, and you're in the air for another like 2-3 seconds, and then you hit and you're like blow out because you're not ready. You're still falling and not expecting to still be falling. It took me like 5 tries. My foot's
Well, that's what
messed
I
up
think
still.
Keihin's problem is with that 3 too. Is like the biggest thing you said you'd 3'd before that was like an 8 or whatever.
A 9.
9.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like
So
a
you're,
small 9.
You're going double on that, but the force you hit the ground with is not just double.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you're going a lot faster too. That was my biggest problem. Like a few of the times that I did it, like I wasn't expecting to get slowed down that much in my rotation. So like I'd hit it, and the first time I ever did it, like I didn't think I was getting the rotation around. I sucked into my bars and like ripped it. And if you look at the video, it's weird because like
Your
I'm
bike's
in
like-
my bars with like my front tire straight up and down. Like it was so scary.
Yeah, there's like a super good picture of it from the stuff Ride PA BMX posted on their
Yeah,
site.
I think it
of
was
you like right up on your bars.
I think it was Brian Reynolds, I think, that took that picture. But he
Yeah.
sent me that sequence shot like a couple days after the jam. He's like, don't post that because Ride PA is going to do
Yeah.
something with it. So I was
Brian's a
sitting
rad
on that
dude.
picture. And then that second shot from the front, I didn't even see that until they dropped the photo gallery.
Yeah.
That one looks really sick too.
Oh yeah.
Who shot that one? Abdel Carlo, I think.
Yeah. I hope someone got some shots because like I kind of got dipped on the last.
Should be Jordan, but he might have been interacting with.
He told me he has a
security.
couple
Yeah,
pictures.
I don't know if anybody got. I know there's a couple kids down at the bottom had their phones out recording that last one, but I don't know if anybody got an actual good
Dude,
shot.
a bunch of
it or
people
anything.
sent me clips to my email, and they're all filmed vertical, and I'm like,
Yeah.
We can't do anything.
I
with
can't
this.
use your clip,
Yeah.
thanks, but nice try.
It looks sick because it was a cool trick, but we can't.
Hey, I guess I can post it on the story when I'm done editing, but
Yeah.
and some of them were boomerangs.
Yeah.
But- and I'm like,
What are we doing
Thanks.
with this? Yeah.
shout out to anyone that filmed and sent me clips, though. Nice try.
Oh yeah, that was crazy last year. Like I got on Instagram like when we got back home and went to, I think it was a GrindWorks hashtag or something. I saw like 5 or 6 different videos of people posting it, and I was like, yeah, still didn't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, what else happened at last year's? It was Chase pegs the rail, and I think that was
Yeah.
the end of the
Yep.
session there, because Matt crank flipped it, you tried to 3 it a couple of times, Chase pegs it, Jack straight jumped it, and then we were
Yeah,
gone.
I think that was it.
Yeah, I destroyed my wheel and I didn't have any options at that point.
And then
This year,
barred a 4-7.
Cam barred it.
Yeah, my wheel, I forgot about that. When we went to that parking lot spot, there was like a little 4 or 5 set or whatever.
Yeah.
My wheel was smacking both sides. I was like, I just don't ride my bike. Did a bar down it, and like literally the second I hit, I just stopped and like stepped off my bike. It was the coolest thing ever.
That was funny. That parking lot spot's cool, but we didn't go there this year.
Oh really?
I mean, we got the boot so fast last year. Well,
because there was an event going on.
Yeah. But they had that whole half the parking lot that we were using. They weren't even letting people park there.
Yeah.
There was no point in kicking us out.
Yeah, but when there's events going on, they get real weird about that parking lot.
Yeah. That jump to the street has the weirdest transition. Like, you have to like haul ass across the parking lot to hit it. And I did it one time as we were leaving and did not expect it to be that tight of a transition. It just shot me like front end straight in the air.
So I think it was Road Fools 12 came through Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And there didn't used to be the guardrails at the bottom of those banks, so you could just like gun it and blast them.
Right.
And Stephen Hamilton has a couple of awesome clips on that, like boosting out over the newspaper things.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen that. Dude,
I think he 180'd
cool
it to the street, but I could be making stuff up. I've only watched Road Fools 12 once or twice. So.
Yeah. What else cool happened?
Last year, this year. Dude, last year's, I missed so much of it myself because when Keihin's wheel blew up, I was also out of product.
Okay.
So I had to ride back to the car anyway, and then the jam took off, and in the process, I was waiting for my spare wheel to show up so that Keihin could keep riding.
Yeah.
And then, like, I missed everything from the 17 stair on last year until we went to the park.
The spot right after that, Keihin's wheel was blown up, and we went. I think it was right after we crossed the river. I don't know what the spot's called at all.
Talking about with the banks and then
that
ledge in the middle.
Yeah, the cops showed up, and the one cop got out of his car and like walked over, and he was like screaming at everybody that if we didn't stop riding, people were going to start getting arrested. And Keihin hopped on the ledge and threw a bar right in the man's face, and it was the funniest thing.
With my broken ass wheel.
Yeah, with
too.
the completely destroyed wheel.
See,
and the
there's
cop just
so
looked
much
at him.
stuff that I didn't get for last year's edit because I wasn't there to film it.
Right.
And then, like, I kind of relied on other people to send stuff, and no one did. And I was like, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
It's kind of a weak edit, but
Tyler got a bunch of
it
stuff
worked
this
out
year with
okay.
his camera.
he got 4 hours worth of stuff this
Yeah.
year that I have to sift through.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I
I
saw on
wanted
his
to
story,
do
he got
it.
some shots of the 17 too.
Wanted
Yeah.
to do it
Wanna see
today,
those.
and I probably will when I go home. Be working on it.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it's so much work, and I want to have that edit done before the Binghamton Jam.
Yeah.
But I leave for that on Wednesday,
Oh, that's
so I
not a
kind of
lot
don't
of
have
but
time
Yeah.
to go through. I have like 2 hours worth of footage from my phones.
And then the 4 from Tyler.
4 from Tyler, and like a few random stuff that got sent in.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, this is not going to be fun. I don't know that I'm going to sort it. I think I'm just going to dump it in the timeline and just trim stuff down and figure it out.
See what
on the
happens.
fly.
Yeah.
If there's duplicate stuff, I'll dump it in there, but like, maybe I'll only sort my stuff because Tyler's is probably continuously filmed anyway.
Yeah, I know at the block it was. I think, was it Josh that was filming at the block?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he ever stopped
Dude,
recording.
the absolute worst thing from the jam this year is that no one filmed Spoon's pickup bar to manual down the 17th.
Yo, that was wild and could not have been more perfect. That was crazy.
I just turned
I've
around
never
to
been
everyone
hyped on a pickup
screaming.
bar before.
Right. But just pull up bar to manual. I thought he just hopped into it because when he did the pull up bar, he missed
he
the
went
top
like 2 or 3
6
stairs.
Yeah,
At least.
It was like, what the hell? That was crazy to watch.
Dude, so good. And cleanest manual it could have ever been.
Yeah. Like there wasn't even stairs there. It was just a manual down a bank.
No, you just glided down the tip of every step.
Yeah.
Perfect speed for it. Dude, I'm so disappointed that I don't have that clip and that no one got that clip.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of
At
people
that
there.
point, if someone sent that to me filmed vertical,
It's going.
I would
in.
use it.
It's
Oh,
going
yeah.
in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, he got an award for it. That's
I think he did it right behind someone though. So like something else was happening that everyone's attention was away. Because a lot of people didn't even see it. Like I happened to look back and I watched it and I'm like holding my phone like this isn't getting filmed.
I feel like it was right after Cam either whipped it or tried to tuck.
No, I think it was right after he barred into it. He did the bar.
Yeah, he
five.
might have barred
yeah,
into it
yeah,
and then
yeah.
spoon pickup barred into it right after or something.
Yeah.
Well, and there was the stuff with the lady going on. Where she
Right.
was like calling the cops and everyone was taunting her. So, you know.
Keihin finally got room for one more go, and then some old lady started walking up the stairs.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
and
that
We're
really
all
was like-
screaming at her like, "Go to the right, go to the right."
Yeah.
She just looked at all of us like, "What?"
Yeah,
Just kept
and
walking.
then it was almost too late because you guys are trying to stop him up at the top, and it's like
He's hauling
he's
ass
not
at the top.
paying
of the
attention
yeah.
to what anyone's doing, and it's like peripheral to him because he's in the zone.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I think probably her head crested up the top of the stairs.
Oh,
and
no,
you're like,
I saw Cam started running in front of the set. He's like, dude, you gotta stop. And like,
Yeah.
I was
Okay.
probably 4 feet from the set and just jumped off my bike because I didn't know what was going on. And I looked down and just see this lady. I'm like, I really thought that was it.
Yeah, you
I was
could've
like,
threed
God
her.
damn it.
Yeah, you could have threed over. It would have been even more cool.
She was like 2 or 3 stairs from the bottom,
Yeah.
though. I definitely would have just smacked her right in the head.
Yeah.
And that would have sucked for me a lot, too. I would have got shit whipped
Yeah.
straight to the ground.
And then she got almost to the top and started screaming at us like we were. You see all of us there,
and,
like you
and
know what's happening.
Literally,
right
everyone
now.
told you not to go on those stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I understand because it's not common to see someone jumping down a giant set of stairs. And, like, I get where she would be coming from, but when everyone in a huge group of people is saying don't do something, like, would you just blatantly ignore it? Do you blatantly ignore people standing in the road saying not to drive over this hill? Like,
Right.
I guess people probably would, but like around here in the winter, you'll see people standing in the center of the highway,
Yeah.
waving you down as you're coming up. Like, slow down! Don't try to come over this hill because you're gonna hit a sheet of ice
Right.
and go spiraling down the next side.
Yeah. And there's.
Most likely, said person's up there because they just did that.
Yeah. Or at least witnessed it.
Yeah.
Some people are just
Just don't pay
dumb.
attention enough.
For lack of a better word, some people are just dumb.
Yeah. Oblivious.
Yeah.
But I don't know what she complained about. She didn't get hit.
Right.
She would have got her head taken off, man. That would have been bad.
It would have been really bad. The force that would have taken her from the stairs
Oh,
to the
yeah.
ground would have been awful.
Yeah, I can only imagine how bad I would have got messed up on that.
I don't know. It might have made you tuck your back wheel just a hair extra and stomp it perfect.
Slow down, yeah, maybe slow your rotation down.
Yeah, I don't know. I definitely need to get that done. It's more just like a mental thing for me now. Because like I know I can do it. I knew I could have done it last year, and it's just,
I think if you would have had 1 or 2 more tries, like it was, that last try was right there.
oh yeah. Like I landed it, I stepped out, and every time I hit the ground, like I just wanted to smash something.
I think you
Every
need to
time I
find
went
some
to
bigger
touch my
stuff.
helmet.
Like build up to it.
Yeah. Because you need to figure out how that landing is gonna work.
Yeah.
Like if you find like a good 10, actually the one with those rails on it is a good 10.
Yeah. That was another
Yeah.
thing. We pulled up to MLK and my tire was popped. Where did we stop at? Latrobe? Because you sent me that address.
Did I
Yeah.
say?
You
Where
sa-
did you stop?
You sent us an address and we went to it and it was in Latrobe.
I said
Yeah,
I
it was
said
an hour and a half
River
away.
Ave in Pittsburgh,
Yeah.
and you might have typed River
Well,
Ave, and
you
it
didn't-
took you to the
Well,
nearest
no,
one.
you sent me
didn't
an
type
address.
Pittsburgh. Yeah, you didn't type Pittsburgh. You just sent us like an address without an actual city or anything.
Oh.
So we just clicked that and it pulled it up on Google Maps and took us to Latrobe.
Yeah,
We
so
got
we
out.
pulled up Latrobe. You sent us your location and it said we were an hour away. And like I was already sick. My sinus has been really bad since like last week. And the second I got back in the car, like my head started hurting. And then we get up, we finally park, get everything out, and I pick up my bike, my tire's flat. That really bummed me out. So we pull up to MLK and I'm sitting there, a spoke popped through my rim strip, so we had to cut one of my tubes in half, my pop tube. We cut it into pieces, put a rim strip in there, and
That's what someone said. Like, yo, we just cob jobbed a rim strip with another tube, and I'm
Yeah.
like, sick.
I mean, it worked. I was sitting there tightening my wheel, and Brad's like, we're going to the next spot. And I'm like, damn it. I was like, I didn't get to warm up yet.
Dude, did you even get to ride MLK last year?
For a little bit,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, we got there last year, and our bikes were actually good when we got there.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, they never are when we ever show up to a jam.
MLK is one of those spots that, like, it's really fun, but it's not that fun.
Yeah.
And it's, like, weird to...
I didn't think it would be as steep
Talk
as
about.
it is. Like, it's not that it's steep, but it
You have
feels
to
steep
hop,
when you hit
yeah, because
it.
you have to hop into it.
Yeah.
So it's weird. You have to have a decent
have to
amount
land
of extra
manual.
speed. Yeah.
like, slight manual, and then you can really just, like, ease right up it.
Yeah.
But we don't session the good spot during the jam.
Yeah.
Like, around the corner, there's a spot where you can come down a mellow handicap ramp, hop up onto the curb, and then you've got like 15 feet of straight ledge you can ride, and then it's just hip.
Right.
You don't have to hop up before you do it.
Right.
And that spot's fun. And then the other side has the tall hips, where the ledge is like 2.5, 3 feet tall before you hit
Yeah.
bank.
Yeah.
And those are just kind of interesting. You don't see a lot of people do stuff on those.
I just want to say shout out to the dude that did the really dipped truck up front on the hip at MLK.
Perfect.
That was awesome.
That was loud.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess that was like right when everybody first started showing up, and this is going to happen again.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay, cool.
Talk through it.
Yeah, but he made an edit in the like a little Insta edit. In the very beginning of the edit is Keihin three.
Oh,
the
yeah.
set.
I think it was Jordan.
Yeah, it was sick. I don't know, but he got a clip of the dude doing that truck, and that was the cleanest truck I think I've ever seen on that hip.
Last year, this year?
This year.
No, it was
This year. Okay.
Yeah, that
I'm
video. Just that little
Trying
Insta
to
edit
think
is
who
sick.
was doing that.
I'll send it. I'll DM it to you.
Okay.
I have it saved.
There's so many
I'm
people
saving everything.
at those things. I don't know probably half of them by name.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Yeah, I met
And
a lot
I
of
kind
guys
of feel
last
bad
year.
about it sometimes, but like, I mean, you guys know how going to a skate park and you meet people is, and like, someone says their name to you, and you just like, in one ear out the other, like,
What
like
bike?
yeah, I'm just gonna hey man you for the next like
Right.
couple times I talk to you, and then never see you again.
Yeah, I suck with names.
Yeah.
I've never been good with names. Like, I can try, and I still won't be good with names.
Is it just like a bike rider thing? We just suck with names. But it's just like, yeah, the dude on the red bike.
Yeah, that's me and him will know people
Nah.
by bikes. Like, yeah, he's got that part or he's got that colorway or whatever.
So, I was talking to someone about this the other day, and what we reasoned it out to is like, are you an objective person or are you like an emotional type of person?
Yeah.
And emotional people remember names.
Right.
Objective people don't.
Just remember the bike.
Yeah, exactly. No, you'll remember like, oh, you mean Blue Wheels Purple Bike? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know him. And you're like, okay. I don't know what bike he rides. His name's Evan or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, I was talking to someone about that because just difference in personalities, and I'm like, I bet you're good with names, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's non-factual,
Yeah.
but it seems accurate. I don't consider myself emotional. I'm very objective. I'm good with numbers.
Yep.
I'm good with things, but I'm not good with names.
After a while, I'll get it down, but
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
you're gonna have to tell me like
Unless
10
we
or 11
like,
times.
unless it's like you guys or how I pulled up and met Keihin, like show up to the park and actually chill and have a sesh for like the whole time you're there. So you actually have to like know each other and conversate. You know what I mean? And then it just works out easier whenever you click it first and you can actually chill.
Our
and ride
first
together.
time coming out here as a group when we met you guys, we didn't know what to think of you guys because
Yeah, we were the same way.
No. The park music was like on 8,000.
Yeah. It was
And
ridiculously
no one
loud.
could even talk to each other.
Yeah.
So like there was a session going on, and then you're like, I'm not sure if we're feeding off of each other or biting each other, or if they're one and the same right now. But like,
Right.
there's no way we can even say, hey man, what's up?
Yeah.
Like you'd have to scream at the top of your lungs and you'd still not hear each other.
If there's one board riding down there, you can't hear anything. It echoes so bad.
It's terrible.
Yeah, but it is not as bad as like
The
that
music.
series of little mini weekend contests that were held every week or every other week or whatever.
Yeah.
And the music was bumping so loud.
You could barely hear Dub on the microphone, dude.
Yeah.
It was cool though. We always have a good time.
I always laughed because every single time that was happening, Brad would walk over and turn the volume down, and then
Yeah.
someone, like the DJ, would like walk back over and turn it up.
And then they started putting a sign on it that said, "Don't touch the knobs."
Yeah. And Brad would go back over and turn it down anyway.
I don't know. I think the coolest part about the jams here is like it's usually all the same people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like we're all acquainted with each other now.
It's kind of irritating because whenever there's a jam and like a decent amount of people show up, it's packed. Like it's all really tight, but it's kind of cool at the same time because then everybody just like you're forced to take your turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like coming out to this park, and like I really liked that series of little weekend jams where it was every week. But I felt like, I only came out to maybe one or two of those.
Yeah.
But it seemed like the attendance went down every single week you did it, because like after a little while people are like, all right, same deal again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been to like every event that's gone on here. Just 'cause,
You
like,
said the
this is
very
my local.
last one, was it this jam last year's Zach's jam?
Well, it was like March, I think.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, it was.
It was just
I think
in
it was
March.
Okay.
But that one blew up. I don't even know. There's tons of people here. Probably
Yeah.
close to 100.
I don't know. There's,
Maybe not close to 100, but
Yeah,
it was,
there's like,
again,
it was
100 is a
filled.
lot
Yeah,
of people.
there was like,
and,
probably
At
at
least
least 40, 40, 50 people. Just,
Yeah.
And that's a lot for this park. There's no room to move.
yeah, it becomes not fun.
Yeah, and the little kids just running back and forth and not taking actual lines. They're just running through the middle of the park, so you like constantly get snaked.
yeah.
It gets annoying.
That's the one thing I
but-
like about the park. He's got it set up like in sections.
Yeah.
Like there's fun run, then you got that middle, and then the 6 set and everything.
Right.
It all like
I-
flows kind of decent.
I think it did flow kind of decent, and now we got the bowl, and then we have that back right section, and everything goes towards each other. So it's, I mean, when there's not that many people here, you can do whatever you want, and it's a lot of fun, and you can just flow around. But when there's that many people, there's just a pile of people sitting at each end of the park trying to go opposite directions, and
Yeah.
it just gets,
It's hectic.
yeah, it's just hectic.
That's a good way of putting it. I don't know. Every time I'm out here, though, like even when it's hectic, there's always a good understanding that it's
Right.
hectic. So like you're saying, just everyone knows to take turns, and you don't get that everywhere you go.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Wow. What a guy.
I don't.
But
think that
really,
thing's
what
ever
are you
gonna stay
doing?
running.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. I think you're just over there making noise.
Like, oh, are they recording something?
Dude, I don't really. Okay. I don't like talk. Apparently, I just don't like to talk at all.
Yeah.
I don't like talking smack on parks or like riding communities at other places, but I've been to a bunch of parks, and typically the locals always have an understanding of when it's your turn, when to like how to stay out of each other's way. But I went to Gateway in New York, and it seems like there's only a couple bike riders at a time every time you go, and there's
That's the
a
like
pile-
church one, right?
Yeah, and there's a pile
Okay.
of scooter riders, and most of the scooter riders have the biggest ego ever, and you can't get around it because they're like the younger ones look up to the older dudes that are doing crazy stuff, and the crazy dudes are just like sitting there chilling, having a good time, and then the younger kids are like thinking it's cool to just yell stuff at the bike riders just to like make people mad.
Yeah.
And, like we're all just trying to have a good time. Like why do you have to be like everybody's just trying to chill, have a sesh. There doesn't need to be a bad vibe.
I haven't been to that park yet, but it looks super fun. Like, not the park in its entirety, but like the hip that they have looks amazing.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
And then there's some stuff like Center Park that looks really fun. I think there's like a slanted wall ride and stuff.
Yeah. There's a slanted curved wall ride around the very top. Like you walk in the door and look to the right. Up top, there's a slanted curved wall ride. And I kind of don't like that. It's my opposite direction if you run it, the loop, the way you're supposed to. So it's kind of weird. And then I'm not a park guy, so if you run it backwards, it's the weirdest step down ever because it's a mellow takeoff and it's real short. And then the lift's real steep. Yeah. So you have to scrub it and like just anti-pump it as hard as you can. It's weird. I don't know. I like the park though. It's not as big as you would think. Like from looking at it in pictures, it looks like it's decently big and they have all these huge box jumps and it's all really tight.
Maybe I would like it more than I think then.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, with the size of the jumps and the way it looks in pictures, you'd think you'd be able to fit more people than you can here. And I seriously don't even think you can fit nearly as many people there as you can in Skate 1-4.
No, it doesn't look like it has a lot of deck space.
No, not at all.
Skate 1-4 is laid out like spots.
Yeah.
So you get people chilling around each spot. But, like, you've got a group over here riding spot A.
Right.
And you know, call it a line because it kind of has to be, but it's a spot.
Right.
And then you've got people over here riding this spot, and then people over there riding another spot. And
yeah. It's kind of weird. Like, not during a jam day because everybody wants to ride everything at the same time. But when me and Keihin are here and there's, like, people show up that aren't typically here, like not even not locals, but people that just aren't typically here riding, and they're on bikes. Me and Keno try to ride with them and get to know them and like get a good session. And every time we go to the spot that they're at, they'll go to the other side of the park.
Yeah.
And they'll just sit there and watch us ride. They won't like, they'll just try to get away from us. So I don't know why. Like we're all trying to just make friends and ride our bikes, and everybody's like, nah, we don't want to be around them. They're over here just shutting the spot
Well, like
down.
I said, you know, when we first met you guys, we're like not sure if you're vibing us out or trying to build off the session.
Yeah.
And like I think most people, when you go to their local park, they just try to show you that it's their local park, and you're like, come on, man, like, can't we just have fun here? It happens to me a lot, probably just being bigger, that people are like, hey man, let's play bike.
Like
and I'm like, dude, I just got out of the car from a 4-hour drive. I really don't want to play bike. And they're like, bike.
Right.
I'm like, all right, but you're going to lose.
Yeah.
I'm going to do some weird crap that you can't do.
Right.
And you're going to try the same stupid tech trick over and over and not land it.
I think another thing with them leaving the spot is me and him we're very antisocial. We're like socially awkward.
Yeah.
So we don't ride up and the first thing like just say, hey, what's up? Like, how you doing? I'm Keihin, I'm Travis. Like, we just ride up and try to sesh, and that probably puts out the vibe that we're trying to push them out.
You should just start riding up and flipping them off right to their face.
Right.
I mean, I'm a dickhead sometimes.
Yeah.
I hate seeing people
for
do
sure.
cool shit. I'm like, wow.
Right.
What a guy. Like
at my park.
you gonna come to my
you
park
just
and do that?
you barred my set.
Yeah, it's like, what are you doing, man?
It's cool though.
Oh no, I love riding with other people though. It just brings a different vibe. Like I'll come here. The past 2 winters, I've been here like every single day riding, and then like one person comes and we'll get a good session. Like I'll pull tricks out that I've been wanting to do, or I've been putting back because I'm just not feeling it at that time.
It's all in the vibe.
Yeah.
Dude,
That's why like these jams, every time a jam happens, like I don't know, I just feel different on my bike. Just everyone else around, everyone's all hyped.
I've been stoked the last couple of weeks because I've been actually getting to ride a good bit. Like coming up to the jams, I get to ride. So I got to go out and like do some prep work, and I get to cruise, or I'll have like friends that tried to make it out to the jam but they couldn't, but they could come out the week prior or something. So like I'll get out a fair bit. And then like this week, technically I'm supposed to be at a wedding today. Shout out to my wife's cousin that I'm not at their wedding.
BMX is sick.
But it's up in Binghamton, well, outside of Binghamton. But I was going to have to drive up there, drive back for work Monday, and then drive up Wednesday to go do the jam prep stuff. And I'm like,
that's a lot.
I'm not going.
Yeah, no, that's
So
that's too
she left with the baby Thursday morning. So I've been like, good to go, and she's staying up there till the jam.
Yeah.
So I've got all the bikes I could want through, basically this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm staring that down like I should be editing a jam video. But I have free time to ride bikes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, needless to say, I've done a lot of prep work for editing that jam video, but I have not edited that jam video.
Yeah, no, that's a...
I have everything downloaded.
Time.
Yeah.
I have other sub-projects cleared off my plate that I needed to get done before I could do it. And I think I have one more sub-project that I'd like to get done. I have one more podcast that should be up before this one.
Okay.
And I'd like to get that one up so that I can then work on the jam edit, put that out, and then have this one on deck.
Word.
There was a good little while where I was like 5 or 6 podcasts behind, and I'm like, well, no, if we're recording anything of even near future relevance, it's like, well, great.
Yeah.
Because this isn't happening in any near amount of time.
Right.
So, I don't know. But yeah, hopefully I'll get that one last podcast put together, edit that jam video, and have it up by Wednesday. Not happening.
Yeah.
And then I'll have 2 giant projects because I'll have the jam video from Binghamton.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you got a
You got some
big
work
plate
ahead
to
of
clear
you.
right now.
Yeah.
Last year, I didn't do them for like 2 months.
Yeah, we saw the pit edit came out, it was like a week before the jam, or a couple days before the jam, something. I don't know, that was when we finally saw it. I don't know when it actually dropped.
No, so last year, the flyers were out like 2 weeks in advance, or 2 months in advance, I mean.
Right.
Promoted it pretty hard, got a ton of sponsors on it, and then like through a series of events, we had the Binghamton Jam first, then the Pittsburgh Jam last year, I think, and then there was supposed to be a third jam. I've talked about this before on here. And the third jam got hijacked by some other people, rebranded as their jam, and us and the other people that were actually supposed to be the main sponsor, because we were going to be like the co-host of it.
Right.
They got cut off the flyer altogether. Their name was nowhere to be found, and we got bumped from host to sponsor, and it just super bummed me out.
Yeah.
And then the people that were supposed to be involved with that didn't even go.
Wow.
Because why would you? They got bumped from the flyer.
Well,
like,
yeah.
They're supposed to do all the like tour guiding and stuff, and they're all of a sudden they're not even involved in it. Like, screw that.
Yeah.
So, I was pretty bitter and salty about that. Plus, like, I don't know how much jam prep you guys have done and like planning them on your own.
We've done a couple here, but
It's stressful.
Nothing, yeah. Oh yeah.
So, when I finally got done with the 2 and the third one got kind of involuntarily taken away from us, I was over it.
Yeah.
Just, didn't want to do anything for a little while, so I was like, I'm going to chill on these and then do them when I'm psyched on it again.
Right.
Because then that allowed me some time away from it too, and I got to like watch back through the stuff, and I'm like, yeah, this was a good time.
Oh yeah, it's always a good time, especially when there's that many people out in the
Plus,
streets.
the Pittsburgh one was a bummer last year, the way it got kind of shut down, and we had to move it to a park. Like,
yeah, we got pushed out of the city.
In the
like,
moment, to me as the host, it didn't feel like it was a good jam. It felt like really crappy, but then to like to be able to step away from it and come back and like edit the footage and watch it, and like everyone was still having fun.
Yeah, hell yeah. It was sick.
A bunch of cool stuff went down. We hijacked a skate jam that was supposed to be happening, and we just took the park over.
Yeah.
So, like,
we were on our drive home just
It was
super
good.
stoked about the whole thing. It was awesome. And
it was good, yeah. And it took a little bit of time for me to realize that
Yeah.
it was okay. But the bottom line is everyone is totally cool as long as they got to ride bikes and hang out.
right, as long as the vibe was generally good from the start, like, it was a good jam. I mean, whenever we started getting pushed out, I think Brad took that from like a bummed vibe because we were getting pushed out to shouting over the megaphone and just brought the vibe back up. It was sick. Everybody was having fun.
Yeah, no, Brad's good on the megaphone. I'm just not a like talk over the megaphone, get people hyped guy.
Right.
So every single year I'm just like glad to pass that responsibility off.
Right. Yeah,
But-
it seems like Brad and Tyler are on the
Like-
megaphone every year.
I'll do a good job of like prepping everything, getting everything ready, kitting the prizes, getting sponsors on board, doing the flyers,
Right.
promoting it on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't do it this year, but last year I went down my entire Snapchat friends list and I would send them the flyer individually
That's awesome.
so that I knew they would see it.
Yeah.
And so many people were like, stop messaging me. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. There's a jam in your backyard that I'm inviting you to. I won't tell you in the future. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
And then I got like an apology later, and I'm like,
Don't be a dick. You don't have to apologize if you're just not like.
yeah, if you
Trying to
don't
help.
come off as a dickhead at first, then there's no need to apologize later.
Right. See,
But I was
This
sending
year-
it like every 4 days for like 2 months.
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, because last year I did so many companies on there that like I had a new flyer.
Yeah.
It was updated.
Yeah.
This year I think I only had 2 revisions to it.
Yeah.
Because I lined everyone up first, like the main people that I knew I was going to have, put them on there, and then hit a bunch of other people up and put them on there, and then had like 1 or 2 additions later.
Yeah. So you tagged me in the original post, and then a couple weeks later DM'd me it was like the same looking flyer with new stuff on it. I was like, cool.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah,
going with this.
that's all it is. And that's the easiest way to do it.
Right.
So, I don't know what we're doing with next year's jam, though. I would like to take a different route. Like, we hit different stuff this year. We did a little bit of a different order.
Yeah, we didn't get to ride after the 17, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 years
Saw
in
some
a
cool
row.
clips.
2 years in a row now.
Hey, what's good?
That-
Brad didn't actually want to go to the 17 at all.
Brad was the one yelling the whole time.
No,
Oh,
I
no,
know,
just
no,
Cam
no, no.
kept pushing
Talking
him.
a few
Yeah,
days
Cam
prior
was.
to it.
Yeah.
A few days prior to the jam, we were like trying to figure out where we wanted to take it, and we're like, I don't know, does anyone care? And I'm like, look, I don't personally care, but I know for a fact Keihin wants that 3, and he's like, all right, then we're going to the 17.
Yeah, I wanted to push that to like the end of the day though. Like
Yeah.
I didn't care if it was after the jam or whatever. I just knew I was gonna be in Pittsburgh and I knew
I-
that set sitting there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind starting the jam at a different location
And work our way over to that.
and
Yeah, I'm
end at
trying to ride
MLK
more
or
of it.
something.
Yeah. So
But-
17 is not like the last spot, but it's towards the end, so we all get to
So
ride
the-
all day. at
there
least.
is a method to the way we start it. MLK has so much room that we can wait there while people gather.
Right. We're not gonna get the boot while
And
we're waiting.
from there, everything is downhill to circle back to the cars.
Right.
So it works out really awesome, but at the same time, yeah,
Yeah.
it would be better to end up in that area than
Yeah.
start.
Instead of blowing bikes out first thing in the day,
Yeah.
be a lot.
Um,
I
the
mean, you
other
could
thing
just-
is,
I could have just not done it
Yeah,
at all and waited
well,
until.
I mean, you
later
could
anyways.
just land it.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
you
why
could've just
I'm
landed
gonna
it.
I'm gonna go do it before the jam next year, so that way we can pull up and I'll just look at the set and watch everyone else hurt themselves because
because you'll
already
know
got
that
it
it's
done.
already locked down.
Yeah.
Right.
I already achieved my goal.
We got big moves.
When we get there,
Yeah,
we'll
just
get it
180 it instead.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, my dad told me, he's like, you might as well just 5 it. And I'm like, I'm not going backwards down that set. Like, there's no way.
That would be ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. I was like, I kind of did it. I was getting close.
I mean, you got the whole 450.
Yeah, I mean, I had so much adrenaline.
Dude, you know how easy it is to do a 90?
Yeah,
Yeah,
right?
that's what I'm saying.
Just
like,
do
it's not that
another
much
one.
more. I just don't want to go backwards down that set and get whipped right to my head or something.
Because anyone that will say that about that set doesn't realize that there's a kicker at the top.
Yeah.
It's
It like
not
goes
flat.
up at the top, and then the sidewalk kind of goes up too.
Yeah, and it's not like drastic, but it's enough that it's not flat.
Yeah.
So you're getting sent, and if you're trying to like control a 5 down that, your axis is going to be all over the place.
Yeah, you already can't carve to do a 5 fakie, so like having that lip at the top to completely hurt your pull is just not. Yeah,
Well,
and then you land backwards and just get shit whipped to the back.
Maybe
of
a
your
couple
head.
years later, down the road,
Yeah.
might start thinking about it.
All
might
right,
start
all right,
saying
but
something.
you got so much speed, and you can do flat 3s, right? Or like down a 4 set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just 7 it.
Hey.
Oh yeah.
There we
Okay.
go.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's.
Double the set, double the
We'll,
trick.
we'll
why
head
not?
up. We'll head up, dude, man, on the park build. I'm sure he's got that.
Yeah, for sure.
He's got to be like, dude, just add another 3 and like keep your feet on.
Exactly.
Yeah, he could flip it, back flip it.
I want to see some scooter kid go backflip that now.
Yeah. I can't believe. Why would you do that?
That was that
Down El
was insane.
Toro? Why? Like
was
that's just
insane.
not a thing.
I don't know. At this point, why do anything on El Toro?
Yeah.
I mean, there's been a double bar, dude switch barred it.
Yeah. This 17's my El Toro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Tyler's saying the 17's bigger than El Toro.
Yeah.
So like, if you pull that, dude,
Hey.
Stevie's truck doesn't even count if you threw
Yeah,
a set
Stevie
that's bigger.
3'd it when he was like 16.
No, dude,
though.
stuff's been done on way bigger sets.
Yeah.
It's just that
Oh yeah.
it doesn't have that like appeal, and people
Yeah.
know what it is.
Doesn't have
Yeah.
the history.
Randy Taylor did some huge stuff a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Whips down like giant sets, and then think of Gerber's bar spin off that ledge down that giant stair set.
Yeah. Dude, Gerber just front flips everything, and it's ridiculous. He flared a loading dock. Why? Just why? I
Why
mean,
not?
it's sick. Yeah. Like,
That's crazy.
How
That's
does
like
that
Cody
even-
Bryson's almost doing flares on flat.
yeah.
Like that's just insane. I mean, he's not like really, really close, but he's getting there. I feel like it's gonna happen someday.
Wait, Cody?
Yeah.
Dude, yeah.
He's nuts.
Cody's
kills
also
it.
trying to do the whole Nitro Circus thing, and
Oh, really?
yeah, that's what he's been trying to do for years.
Hmm.
That's why every time he gets hurt, he doesn't ride for months because he's trying to like fully heal so he can actually ride his bike.
Yeah. I don't know. That tires whip tires on that flat rail.
That was insane.
Yeah.
Everybody's still, dude, at least once a month, I still scroll past his fakie front flip fakie on my Facebook feed because people just keep sharing it. That was like
Yeah.
2 years ago.
Didn't you
But that
say he
was
took his
crazy.
chain off his hub too, so he'd
Yeah.
go backwards?
Yeah.
So you don't engage or anything, right?
Yeah, he
Well,
had it. He had his chain on his bike and just slipped it off the side of the driver.
Yeah.
Wild boy. That's great.
He's nuts.
He does some sick stuff in his backyard, dude.
That's
for sure.
Yeah.
I know the clip you're talking about, but I don't know that dude.
Yeah,
he's actually
I
from
met him
Du Bois.
at what was it, the Welcome Jam?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I met him. But he was already homies with him, so it was kind of.
Yeah, I met
Kinda had to
him.
weigh in.
Actually, I was riding the Phillipsburg, the Slabtown Showdown, the one year, and a couple of the Du Bois guys showed up. Cody wasn't there, but they, we were talking about him, and then a couple weeks later, we all had a sesh at Tussey, and Cody showed up with them, and we just clicked and had a sick sesh. I fell 13 feet to my face and then rode the rest of the day with my face half ripped off. It was sick. But
I haven't been to Tussey since my brother worked there.
I haven't been to us yet. We've been trying to get a trip go out here soon. But
yeah, well, now you got your license, so you get to come meet me instead of me driving out here every weekend.
yeah, that makes it nice too. We'll be able to go out your way and say you have to drive all the way to me to pick me up.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
that's
can
meeting
go
in the middle now, too, so.
Ride the
Yeah.
weird Williamsport park with all the different pool coping.
Yeah, that park is trash. I don't like that
I
park.
like
at all.
it. It's weird, but I like it.
I-
That's why I like it, is because it's weird.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I shouldn't say it's trash because every park's different.
Yeah.
It's just a little out of my element. It's weird. Sometimes you just got to get weird on your bike to have fun, though.
Oh yeah.
Can't always just send yourself.
Yeah. I like having more fun staying closer to the ground anyways.
Right.
Yes.
Not so heart pumping.
Yeah. I mean, like, that adrenaline's sick, but I'm not sending myself down a 17 set all the time.
Dude,
Yeah.
yeah, how do people do it all the time? That's really
Yeah,
the
that's
question.
like, I don't understand Cam. Like, he's just constantly going
Yeah.
big, dude. Like, your ankles have to suck.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I can only imagine.
Or they're so used to it that it doesn't matter now.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's really the key, is that if you want to do big stuff, you have to do big stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying to you about, like, working up to that, is like you're going to have to do
Yeah,
a
but then-
10
I mean,
and then
like-
a 12 and then like a 14 or something like
there's a
that. And then
16
that
in Belfast.
17 is not going to be that bad.
I've threed off, like, a couple roofs and stuff. And, like, I've done big
You can do it
drops,
slow.
But, yeah, that's the thing. I don't have to go as far because I'm going on a straight drop instead of a set. It's a bit different.
I could be wrong, but I feel like if you build yourself up to that and then go to the 17 and do the 3, the hype isn't as real. Because you're used to doing
Yeah,
things
we'll
that
just
are
do it
pretty
in silence.
close to
I
it.
yeah.
I mean, it's still
but
going to be there. Like, the hype's still going to be
The
there.
hype's not
but-
going to be that real when you don't have a crowd behind it too.
Yeah, that too.
And the hype comes from, like, the first time you do it and you almost land it, people are stoked.
Yeah.
The second attempt is where the hype builds.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if you just did it first try, it would be like Cam whipped it and the hype was like, meh.
Yeah. Like, wow, what a guy.
Yeah.
You know, like, people were stoked that he did it, but there's no hype there.
Right.
Yeah.
He didn't blow himself out on the first try.
Yeah.
He didn't have to work for it. He just did it once and it was there.
At this
Right.
point, it's more just like a battle within myself.
Right.
Because it's like, I know I can do it.
Yeah, no, now it's all about you. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, that's where I'm thinking probably like a third year at the jam. I think you're right about just doing it on your own time at this point.
Yeah.
Third
Yeah, 'cause
year
that
at
was
the
a-
jam, they're going to be like, oh, great, here's Keihin again. He's just going to try that 3 and get worked.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, this year, I saw a bunch of people reposting it before the jam happened. Like,
Yeah, so it had to happen.
everyone already knew it was happening. And, like, I've
Yeah.
been stressing it for a year, and then we get there, and everyone's like, all right, Keihin, you got that. Like, let's get it. And I'm just like, dude, damn it.
Yeah, like, I just wanted to come up here again and look at it and
Yeah.
convince myself not to do it.
Yeah.
Like, no, I don't care about it that much. But no, now everyone's built this hype up.
Dude, we were standing at the top of the set right this year, right before the first try. And we stood there for a good, like, 10 minutes just looking at it.
Oh, yeah.
I was
I
like,
needed
dude.
some time to think.
Yeah, we're standing there and he's like, everybody's here so hyped for this, and I don't even feel like I want to do this right now. Like,
No,
I want,
But,
I
but
wanted
it
to
took
do it.
that first one.
Right.
Yeah.
After that, your adrenaline's there.
Mm-hmm. I've been sick. Like, my sinus has been bad. 2 or 3 days before the jam, I didn't leave my bed. Like, I couldn't even go to work. Like, my head hurt so bad, and I couldn't breathe out of my nose. Like, I was just blowing my nose all day. So, like, getting there, I already felt like shit. And we tried to ride the block. I couldn't even get warmed up. Like, I was trying to do a feeble, easy 3 manual, and, like, I couldn't even hold the manual up. I was so tired. I was just out of it.
So your 3 was your warm up.
Yeah.
yeah.
That sucks.
That was the biggest thing. I was like, I'm just sending myself down this big ass thing and hoping for the best, you know,
I-
just trying to hold on.
Yet.
I didn't say anything about it because I was just really trying to hold out. But when I was on vacation all week right before that jam,
Yeah.
and the drive out, my back was starting to act all funky. Like, my back goes out and, like, I can't walk, I can't do anything for like a solid week. So the drive out, my back's like not super good. And then it was the worst bed I've ever slept on at the hotel room. And it was like, I couldn't lay in one spot for more than 10 minutes every night. It was just so sore. And then we'd get up and walk the boardwalk all day long. And I'd lay down and my back was just like pulsing, and I'm like, this
Yeah.
is so bad. Like, this is gonna blow up on me Thursday, and I'm not gonna be able to walk. And I ended up, like, it was super hot, and I drove home a good majority of that drive with my heated seat on to, like, keep my back good.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, I'm so sweaty.
Yeah.
But it never ended up blowing up on me, and I got that one good night's sleep in my own bed, and it, like, really relaxed it. I'm like, all right, we are, like, through the darkness here, and we're going to be all right. But I was like, dude, this is going to be so bad if I have to try to go around town without a back.
Yeah.
I was really nervous about it, though. And now I'm like, got a nice drive up to Binghamton. I get to sleep on my old bed up there. But that bed won't be that bad. It's never that bad. It's just not that good.
Yeah. It's not the worst. I mean, you live through it.
Yeah, I fractured a few vertebrae in my lower back and in my neck a couple years back. And, like, every morning I wake up, I roll around in bed for, like, 10, 20 minutes before I even feel like moving. Which I got really lucky. I died, but they said if I would have fractured, I think, like, one vertebrae up in my neck, I would have been paralyzed from the neck down.
Yeah, you know,
really
you hear a
lucked
lot
out
of
on
stuff
that one.
about that, because, like, oh, you fractured this, you should have been paralyzed, and you're like, should have.
But I'm not. I'm walking still. That's all that matters.
Like,
Out here riding
I feel
bikes.
like a lot of people get lucky in that sense, like, because the doctors are, if you'd been this much over, like, all right, but I wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, like why you didn't even have to tell me that. Like you could have let that as like this is what happened to you.
Yeah, like
move on with your life.
You're just rambling, and you're just like scare tactic.
Yeah.
Right.
Isn't valuable in my eyes. Like, okay, it's not changing anything I'm ever gonna do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back and do the exact same thing but better this time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, there's a bunch of people that like asked me like, are you still gonna ride bikes? And I'm like, yeah. I was
Like, why would I not?
yeah. Like I do this. I love this shit. This is what I do. I'm not just gonna stop riding my bike because I got hurt once. I mean, when it comes to the point where like I physically can anymore, it's gonna suck. But
Yeah, but I think you'll kind of feel that coming. Like,
yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be like, man, I have to stop. It's not gonna be a conscious decision. It's gonna be like life catches up to you, and you're realizing like, man, I haven't ridden in like a month.
Yeah.
Then you go out to ride, and everything feels wonky, and then you're like, I didn't really enjoy that, and like, you know, another month goes by, and you're like, I really need to get out and ride, and like, all of a sudden you're like, dude, I haven't ridden in like 6 months.
Yeah.
And like, at some point, you might not even realize that you haven't ridden in so long. You just don't ride anymore. But like, to make a conscious decision not to ride anymore, I just never see that happening.
Right.
But like, returning to what you said earlier in our chat here, about like never following through with your physical therapy and stuff.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, I'm 31 years old at this point. I have to follow through with that
Yeah.
stuff. And I didn't used to do anything like that, but since I broke this leg and had to have surgery on it, that was the first thing that truly needed physical therapy, where like, I needed not someone to push me, because I'm more motivated than they'll make you go, but just like the tactics for bringing it back.
Yeah.
And then I did it all on my own. Like, I still went to the thing, but I got discharged from it weeks early, because they're like, well, we should be here. And I'm like, no, I already did that part, this part, and this part. Now I'm here. Let's push from there. And like, they're like, well, let's do this motion. I'm like, I got that one down. This is the one I need to work on. So let's push past that, and then I'm out of here.
Yeah.
And it works out really well. But yeah, I needed to do that with that one. And then the lower back thing with it going in and out, like, it went out on me the very first time because I drove out to Chicago from Pittsburgh, and the whole time I'm driving, my left foot was up like this, and it just threw my back sideways. And then I rode hard the whole time we were out there. We went to Milwaukee, rode hard. Drove to Chicago, rode hard. Stayed the night drove to Indiana and rode the kitchen the next day hard. And at that point, I could feel it wasn't right.
Yeah.
And it was hurting to ride. And I'm like, we'll be all right. And then we got back in the car, and I drove back with my leg cocked the whole way again. And we stopped for food, and I couldn't get out of the car. Couldn't stand up.
Yeah, every jam.
Every jam.
The second I step out of the car, I fall over.
Yeah.
My legs just give out, start getting cramped up.
No, it's like a different thing, I think. If your back's never gone out, it's like getting stabbed in the nerves.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can do. You just hunch over and you breathe.
Yeah.
And
hope for the best.
Hope it passes real quick.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't, but you just kind of hope.
It doesn't. I had to, when I got back from that, it took me like forever to get out of my car and up into my apartment. And I called off work the next couple of days because I couldn't get out of bed. And that's happened to me on a couple of different trips now. But it's turned into, like, not every day, not as often as I should. I should do it before I ride every single time. But, like, stretches, yoga type stretches.
Yeah, I've been doing that a lot lately.
I have to keep the back loose.
Yeah.
You know, it used to be when I was younger, you could just, like, twist right, crack, twist left, crack, and you're good to go.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that anymore.
Yeah, no, getting older sucks. Can't do anything you used to do without prepping for it first.
No, you can. You can cold turkey everything. You just might pay for it later.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess, yeah, physically you can do it. You just probably shouldn't because it's going to suck later.
I tore my ACL here a year and a half ago over the winter.
That has to suck.
It was a partial tear, so they didn't do anything for it.
Oh.
I rode the rest of the day.
Well, I mean, naturally, yeah.
And then the next day I couldn't walk.
Yeah, that's what, when I broke my left ankle, like I felt it and it hurt, and I just kept riding, and then the next morning I woke up and it was swollen, and I tried to step on it, I couldn't even step on it, I was like, yeah, that shit's messed up, I need to go to the hospital.
Alright, so I didn't think it was going to be as cool as it was inside today. It is really hot out here.
Oh,
I think it's probably like 90s right now.
Yes.
It's steam.
It's getting there.
We should wrap on this and go inside.
Well, I'm going to go sit inside and wait for my bike to get here.
Oh, your bike's not even here?
No. Well, my bike's at his house, and then my wheels are getting built
Gotcha.
at Keystone right now, so.
Yeah, because we should wrap, go inside, chill, get cool.
Yeah, I'm down for that. Go grab another water, because
Yeah.
I downed mine sitting here
So,
talking.
I don't know. We didn't really talk about Travis hardly at all.
Yeah.
It's all good. This whole podcast
Just
was
hype-
meant for the
hype
17
Keihin.
anyway.
Well, I know that's what I texted Keihin yesterday, and he's like, actually, Travis and I were going to do something about that anyway. I'm like,
yeah.
if you want to do it on this, then good. But, I don't know. What do you guys want to shout out? Hype up? Anything?
Skate
anything else?
1-4.
Skate 1-4 for sure.
If you haven't been here, get your ass out here because it's dope.
Dude, our lives would not be anywhere near the same without this place.
I don't think I'd still be riding bikes if it wasn't for this park. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of shit's happened, like, life-wise, and, like, this park has given me an out from it. That's why, like, my bike, it's my escape from the real world and all the bullshit. And this park gave me somewhere to take that, because, like, there's little spots in Altoona, there's not much to ride, but, like, you get kicked out, and cops are always dickheads, and then you have little kids that just ride around on bikes to do stupid stuff, and then they give everyone that's actually trying to ride a bad name. So, like, having somewhere to go helps a lot.
For sure.
I'm going to riff off of the Imprimatur BMX podcast then for a second, because I was just listening to it yesterday, and they were talking about, like, the model for a bike shop. You're not even paying for what you want out of it. you're paying for parts, but the service you're getting of like putting a scene together and like a hangout spot, a meetup point, all of that is what you really want to be paying for.
Yeah.
So like, I feel like that's exactly what you're describing for here though, is like it's your spot. It's like you don't even care if you come here to ride or if you just come here to be here.
Oh yeah. Like today, my bike's trashed. I can't really ride it. Like I'm just here to hang out with all the homies, have a good time.
I feel that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I came out here, I already told you guys before this, but I came out because when I asked, it's Matt, right? It's Matt.
Matt.
Yeah.
You guys call him Dub.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
Dub's like his nickname.
So when I asked Matt if he wanted to sponsor the Pittsburgh Street Jam, he's like, yeah, man. And then we're having a little jam out here too on the 20th if you guys want to do something for that. And I'm like, heck yeah. Like, I'm always down to support Skate 14.
For sure.
So when I came out to pick up the stuff, I dropped a bunch of stuff off. And at that point, I wasn't even sure if this jam was happening because there was no flyer yet. But in the meantime, I sent stuff too late to get on the flyer and on the shirt. But I sponsored the, like, BMX in Our Blood, something athlete recovery fund jam up in Connecticut this weekend. And I sponsored Matt P's Street Lando jam down in Orlando.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I should be at all three of these, but
All at one time.
but Skate 14 is close and like the one that I'm attached to.
Yeah.
And then everyone else local in Pittsburgh was going out to this 9th Street DIY jam out in Ohio.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, they didn't ask me to sponsor this jam. So I have obligations that are beyond like, would I like to ride outside today? Yes.
Yeah.
Would I like to be at the jam with all of my friends that I normally ride with? Yeah. But am I also going to have a good time out here? Sure.
Fuck yeah. It's always a good time here.
And like, am I competing? I'll ride. I'm not competing for anything.
Right.
I sponsored the jam. What am I gonna win my own stuff? That's like a dick. Oh, sick! I always wanted a grind some shit shirt.
Right. I always wanted the shirt that I made. Yeah.
So, all right, Skate 14. Anything else? I mean, you guys both have Keystone bikes, right?
So we got Garrick at Keystone. Always keeping the bikes rolling for sure.
I got Spokes and Skis. If you guys are ever in Altoona, stop by. I mean, they don't have much for bike parts like in store, but they can get everything in like 2 or 3 days. That's one big thing. They help me out a lot because like I get parts at cost now, so being able to buy parts and not have to spend all that money on everything helps a lot. Like,
Yeah.
once I got hooked up with them, I finally got a good bike. Like, I was running 2 front wheels for the longest time. Like,
So
I went
a
through,
scooter.
Yeah, like I was pushing for
basically.
probably over a year, and then once I got a good bike, I was finally able to like put myself into it more and like actually work on doing better things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet. That it? All right. Good. Then that's a wrap. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Thank you.
Shout out your Instagrams real quick.
Mine's at need a new Insta name.
Mine's at Keihin_Sherry, KEIHIN_SHERRY.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Sick.
Thanks for checking out yet another episode of the GrindWorks BMX Podcast. Really enjoying doing these for you guys. But I don't get a lot of feedback, so let me know what you're thinking. Like, comment, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. Follow at GrindWorks_BMX on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat, and at GrindWorks BMX without the underscore on Facebook, Mixer, YouTube and Anchor. Yeah, I got it this time. You may have noticed that I'm wearing the same clothes from the last week's episode because I recorded these intro and outros back to back. I have nothing in the backlog behind this episode at the time of recording the intros and outros. Hopefully by the time this posts, I will actually have something. I've got a couple things coming up outside of GrindWorks that are going to really limit my time to record and do anything in the near future. So hopefully I can get a couple of those locked down before I hit crunch time on that. But anyway, thanks for checking it out, and I'll catch you next time.